Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Movies Are Real for October 2019. Definitely not re-recording this episode right here. For the first time, discussing the movies of October 2019. Finally his opinion can be told. Ryan Lance, how are you doing?
That's me. These are brand new opinions. No one's ever heard them before, especially not people in this room.
Carrie, I'm excited that you also will be able to tell folks for the first time how you feel about the motion pictures of 2019, October.
I can finally talk about In the Tall Grass for the first time.
And this is George Cruz here, also relaying his motion picture opinions for the first time in October. Hello there, everyone. Welcome to Movies Are Real, where we discuss the movies of the month prior, what we're looking forward to the next month. This is the episode for October. We had to re-record it because I slipped on my dick and deleted it.
Classic George.
But yeah, if you're listening to this and you follow Movies Are Real wherever the fuck we may be, you may have seen that the one thing we were able to salvage from October was our discussion of Parasite, which we'll just drop into there. So I guess I'll put a timestamp here to just skip that if you're listening to it, or not. It's a good movie. I think we had good discussion about it. Mm-hmm. But yes, we will be speaking about these movies again. All that great content is lost to time. If someone could make like a tribute-esque song about the greatest podcast ever recorded in the world, but this is not the actual.
Right.
Yes, exactly.
We'll get Jack Black on the phone right now. He's not doing anything.
No, he's got actually he's a YouTuber influencer now, so he's probably very busy.
Games.
Yeah.
He uploaded like his first gaming video the other day.
Like G Fuel sponsor him maybe.
Ooh.
Anyways, oh man, the first movie we have to re-talk about again is In the Tall Grass. Joe Hill, right?
Yeah.
I think I did this last time, so
this is gonna be a weird place for the audience who'd be like, because last time we talked about it, and they're like, this is the first time I'm hearing this.
Joe Hill, Stephen King made a short story once upon a time ago. They decided to make that into a feature-length film with one Patrick Wilson,
and some other people,
who I would describe as a friend of the show, personally.
Yeah, of course.
And yes, some other folks are here for this this movie that maybe should have just been like 40 minutes or something. Ooh. I don't.
Yeah,
if you could like 20
maybe 24 after commercial, without commercials.
One segment in an anthology film.
So yes, it is.
What if it was like a written short story? Actually, maybe that'd be good.
Nah, I don't like words. That sounds stupid, honestly.
See Patrick Wilson.
That's true.
So yes, this is sort of I don't even know, cosmic horror thriller thing about a giant patch of grass that has like, I don't even know, is like connected to some.
It's like these people who are on the road hear like a little boy in the grass calling out to them, and they go in to try and help him, but then as they're navigating the grass, it turns into this like labyrinthian limbo where they cannot escape, and then they get lost, and
time is all fucked up.
Yeah, and they seemingly teleport different places, and there's just everything is wrong.
Yes, there's a giant rock in the middle. Patrick Wilson, a big fan of this rock.
Big fan.
He really likes that rock. If you touched it, he would be really about
He'd be
that.
really like that if you touched the rock.
PSA to all my followers, touch the rock.
Please touch the rock.
What if we kissed?
Would recommend.
Just kidding, unless.
There's also was it brother and sister, or is it?
That's right.
Yeah,
brother and sister.
It was a brother and sister who were like. She was pregnant or is pregnant?
Yeah, she's pregnant, very pregnant, about to give birth, and they're on the run from her ex-boyfriend. I think
they're moving.
They're just moving,
and he like couldn't her being pregnant just panicked him, so he didn't go with her.
That's right.
But what was weird is the chemistry between the brother and sister is never explained as a sibling relationship.
Yeah,
so
when they first appear, we're like, oh, these two are together, and then the way that they behave kind of seems like that, and then they're like, oh, we're brother and sister. It's like, oh, okay, I guess we were wrong, and then it's like, nope, we weren't wrong.
No,
they lean into it.
It's very weird.
Yeah, it's very strange. But yeah, this movie, I think it's really nothing. It kind of just exists. It has a few scenes with Patrick Wilson that someone would put up on YouTube. I think is definitely worth watching. It is him at his finest, honestly. Very much trying the most out of anyone here.
Mm-hmm. Has Patrick Wilson ever been in a movie with Nicolas Cage? Because that would be
I don't think
crazy.
So. That would be weird.
I feel like that would be a problem where like a lot of action movie stars like The Rock and the oh my
Kevin
god.
Hart.
No, not Kevin Hart.
Jason Statham.
Jason Statham, like they're on their contracts, like it's like wrestling, where it's like you can't make him look not strong. You can only punch him so many times. So I feel like if you put both of them in a movie, it's like you can only overact this much. You can't, yeah, like
everyone has to crush at least 6 skulls.
Yeah,
with their bare hands. Oh my god, that's true. Because
Yes.
like in Mandy, Nicolas Cage does that. Oh my god,
that's why I was thinking of it.
dude.
Yeah, you guys had
Patrick Wilson, we know you listen to this podcast, so
He's listening right now. He's sitting on
this
top of that
movie is
shelf.
a 2-hour runtime, and only one of you can have an existential breakdown in each hour. So choose where you want it. But yeah, In the Tall Grass, it's a Netflix movie. I don't even know.
One of our feedbacks about the film was a little too much grass.
yeah, a
There's
little bit much.
See what's up with that. But yeah, that's In the Tall Grass. Who knows if we talked about it more now than we did then?
I don't know.
I don't know.
Nicolas Cage definitely didn't come up last time.
No.
So this
No.
podcast is already better.
It is. Boy, I tell you what, I don't remember what the death of Dick Long.
Oh, perfect.
Yeah, I don't remember what. This is the next movie on our list here. Carrie, I remember you
Yes.
being the person who saw this. What is this motion picture? Because I forgot.
I'm not sure if this was the
Swiss Army Man, folks, right?
I'm not sure
Well,
if this
one of
was
the
the.
Daniels.
It's half of Daniels, and I'm not sure if this was like the official release date this past October, but it was when it showed up on
Sure.
digital to rent. So I rented it right away because I was looking out for it because I was excited because it's directed by one half of Daniels, who brought us Swiss Army Man, which is one of my favorite movies of all time. If you follow me on Instagram, it was dubbed my favorite film of the decade. And, but yeah, this one is about this group of friends who get together to party, and then they get a little too fucked up, and then it cuts to them dropping their friend Dick off at the hospital, and they take his wallet to maintain, an anonymity for him. And their plan is like, leave him at the hospital, he'll get better, and we'll pick him up tomorrow. And then, unbeknownst to them, Dick dies. And so then the rest of the film is them trying to not seem suspicious because he's being treated as a John Doe murder victim at the hospital. So it's basically a series of bad decisions of these dudes trying to avoid being persecuted for murdering their friend. Mm-hmm. And it's fantastic. And it's very weird, as you would expect from the guy who made Swiss Army Man. And I've seen it described as dipshit Fargo. So if you're a fan of something like that. And I have to shout out the legendary needle drops in this film because it's a butt rock masterpiece. There's a Hinder needle drop. One of the guys has a... you remember that? I really miss your hair in my face and the way your innocence tastes. That one. And then one of the characters' ringtones is the wah song. And there's 2 Nickelback songs. One of them is the end credits song, and it's the This Is How You Remind Me song. So I just got a good laugh every time one of those songs started playing. It's just one of those movies that has a very specific perspective that it's playing from, and I really enjoy that perspective. I describe it as I like this subset of films that I describe as coworker movies, where it's like all the characters seem like people who have been your coworker at some point. If you can understand that. It's just like kind of white trash weirdos.
Yeah,
I really like that.
Yeah, I think I asked you last time that, like, if this has that sort of same energy that a Swiss Army Man does.
It doesn't really have, because Swiss Army Man kind of has like a fantasy aspect to it.
Surreal.
Yeah, and this doesn't really have that. It's much more straightforward, but it's still just as kooky, as wacky.
We'll say. Well, but on the subject of the Swiss Army Man, I really hate how a bunch of like fucking brands and commercials use that song.
God, the montage song,
it's very much.
I saw it in an eBay commercial, and I tweeted about it, and I was like, "Wow, I would love to be."
That was the song for the Stadia
There's
reveal.
gotta be like some like big advertising company that like works for a bunch of businesses, and like the head loves Swiss Army Man.
It's me.
So they're just like, we gotta put the song everywhere.
Innovation, commerce. Yeah, that was the song for the Google Stadia reveal.
Jesus Christ.
It was like video games. People used to play games.
It's one of my favorite soundtracks of all time.
It's a
and
great
I listen
soundtrack.
to it all the time at work. And one time, this old dude was like, "Oh, this song is really nice. What is this?" And I was like, "Oh, it's from a movie."
But the thing is, again, and the thing was, it's weird that it's in commercial because it is so connected to the scenes and what the goings on of that, and the emotional spikes of that movie.
It's specifically, the lyrics are specifically talking about what these characters are doing. It's like, we started a fire, I have to admit I'm enjoying your company, and they talk about all the stuff they killed, and it's like, does this really go with does this really work, eBay?
Does this really work? Google Stadia? I can't wait to play.
Well, they ran out of, Imagine Dragons songs.
They did
Oh
run
my
out
God,
of
yeah,
songs.
our Imagine Dragons okay. I haven't heard anything from them in a while.
It's true. Last time I heard him was during the Nintendo Switch reveal, or that commercial song.
Oh, yeah, for that,
Like the launch
Anyways, Judy.
Yes, Judy. So this is Renee Zellweger video. It is movie about a biopic on the life of Judy Garland. So yeah, I had no idea about this, and then you showed us the trailer, and it was pretty something.
Yeah, this movie was pretty good. I saw it with my mom and my sister. It's a very mom and sister film. And it's really driven by Renee Zellweger's performance, because it's one of those extremely captivating and impressive performances where they really capture the essence of the person. And not that I'm any sort of Judy Garland expert. Like, I love Wizard of Oz, but I didn't really know much of her career outside of that, besides her being in A Star Is Born. But yeah, this was an interesting watch. It goes back and forth between two periods in her life. The one is when she was younger and making Wizard of Oz and the mistreatment that she suffered on that set, and then cut to near the end of her life when she is touring in the UK. Well, not really touring, but she has like a gig in the UK where she does shows every night, and she has some residual effects from the abuse that she suffered on the set of Wizard of Oz have carried into her adulthood and have informed some of her bad habits. And it's another musician biopic. Like,
right,
it's
yeah.
hard to get away from that blueprint.
The standard, yeah.
Yeah, so like it's most of the same beats.
Right.
How does it rank with the Bohemian Rhapsody?
Better than
Rocket
Bohemian Rhapsody. I don't like it as much as Rocket Man.
Well, Rocket Man was more fantastic.
Yeah,
though.
Rocket Man was a lot more surreal and more like a musical-ass musical.
I'm shocked nobody has made... Well, because A24, when they were starting, one of their big things was the Amy, which was just the documentary, really.
Mm-hmm.
I'm surprised no one's done the Amy biopic.
Yeah.
I guess there's not... I don't know if there's an actress who looks like... yeah.
I don't know.
But,
God, I feel like there has to be, right? Like, it makes too much sense for that to already be a movie that exists.
But the thing that's interesting about this, I think we talked about it last time, I keep saying this whole podcast, was that I can't think of, like, big Renee Zellweger vehicles.
Yeah.
And this certainly seemed... And I guess, like, a biopic really is sort of a way for an actor to really... Flex, yeah. Which sometimes can feel like, I think, like, sometimes they can come off, if you don't balance it correctly, it can feel like a vanity project.
Yeah.
As well as, like, something that's, like, sort of piggybacking off the legacy of someone who, it may have passed or maybe whatever, right?
Mm-hmm.
But this looked really interesting.
Yeah. And there's parts of it that are extremely corny, but I really enjoyed them because I really enjoy corny. So, and it's also one of these modern day movies that is casting Finn Wittrock from American Horror Story and trying to trick me into thinking he's not a scumbag. And then it's like, wait, this guy was a scumbag? Finn Wittrock? No way. So that's always pretty funny.
So far, we have talked about Judy, The Death of Dick Long, and In the Tall Grass. a movie that I'm sure we are all fucking stoked to talk about again. Sony Pictures, Zombieland, Double Tap.
This is like the one that like I was regretting the most to talk about again. 'Cause it's so nothing and also a little infuriating with like a few moments of like, all right, that's all right. You know, I like that Woody Harrelson.
Yeah, I was gonna say those jokes that Woody Harrelson tells are pretty funny.
Yeah. So yeah, 10 years later, they're living in the White House, and then, oh god, this is so difficult. So the conflicts of it is Jesse Eisenberg and Emma Stone. You know, he wants to marry her, but she's all like, "Nah, that's not
She's
who
all like,
I
I'm
am.
not gonna commit to you,
even though
I've been
we've
dating
dated
you
for
for
10
10
years." And the more understandable one is Abigail Breslin and Woody Harrelson. He views her as like a daughter, and
he's a little overbearing.
And she feels like kind of stuck in and like everyone around her just treats her like a child. So the girls like leave because they're fed up with them, and so ends up being a venture because Emma Stone comes back because Abigail Breslin leaves with Berkeley. One of the better jokes.
The best scene of the movie when Woody Harrelson finds out that Little Rock is dating a musician, Berkeley.
Very good, very good.
That was the first point in the movie where Ryan and I laughed.
Yeah, like 30 minutes in. Oh, that's great. The other notable thing is the new character Madison, the most insufferable character ever. But it sucks because it feels like she's supposed to be that way.
Yeah, that's what I was saying when we recorded last time. Because since this comes from the Deadpool people and the Venom people, I don't know what their intentions with that character are. Because I feel like they wrote her like that to be like, haha, see, stupid, dumb girl. And I don't want to be like, wow, what a stupid, dumb character. Girl. Because it's like, if that's what you want, I don't want to give that.
You wrote her in a corner.
Yeah, you didn't give her anything to do. Like, her performance was great. Like, she committed to it. But the stuff she did was not funny at all, in my opinion. But yeah, so it's hard because
hard to hate on it.
Yeah, because I don't want to be like, wow, what a dumb woman, because that's what they're doing.
What they wrote. That's what they did, yeah.
But she does make the fucking binoculars joke, which I hate.
Yeah,
it's never
funny.
Why is it so small? It's small. It's big. It's small. It's big. And she does that for like 2 minutes.
There's got to be a letterbox list of movies that have made that
I'll
joke.
Make it. So far, we've got
Zombieland
and that monkey movie with the dumb monkey who doesn't know.
Curious George.
No, well, I mean, that probably happens in that movie.
Probably, but that's
the latest Planet of the Apes movie where the
War for Planet of the Apes?
Yeah, where the comedy relief ape
War of the Planet
picks
of the Apes.
up the binoculars.
I don't remember much about War of the Planet of the Apes.
I remember being very disappointed.
Woody Harrelson was also in that one.
Yeah, that's true.
Yeah,
I remember being bored.
He's like the Nazi monkey guy.
He's like, I hate monkeys. I'm turning into a monkey.
Oh yeah, you don't like the Planet of the Apes.
No, they're stupid.
Dawn of the Planet of the Apes is a good movie.
The best part of seeing that that latest monkey movie was the first time I got to see the trailer for Shape of Water.
Oh yeah.
Speaking of Woody Harrelson and Woody Harrelson-esque characters, probably my least favorite sequence in Zombieland Double Tap
was like, where are you going with this?
When they meet up with the Woody Harrelson-esque character and the Jesse Eisenberg-esque character played by Luke Wilson and Tom Middleditch.
Yeah,
First off, Tom Middleditch can pass as Jesse Eisenberg.
This movie boldly alleges that Luke Wilson is similar to Woody Harrelson. Excuse me? No.
I remember on the last podcast, I don't think I can capture the energy, but my genuinely least favorite moment of Double Tap was when Jesse Eisenberg and Tom Middleditch had the longest discussion of comparing their rule books, because Jesse Eisenberg has the rules for survival, and Tom Middleditch has the commandments for surviving the zombie apocalypse. And they all have the exact same rules, but worded differently.
And in a different order.
Because
Tom Middleditch has, like, the team first, and Jesse Eisenberg is like, oh,
of course. Yeah. I put that as number 18. Well, for my number 18, I had croissants. I was like, wow, really? That's good. I love croissants. Okay, add to my list. And it went on forever. And it was so obnoxious.
Lots of bits that overstayed their welcome in this film.
And a lot of like recurring like throwback jokes, but like worse.
Oh my god, yeah.
Like, I can't even think of a single one,
Me
but there were
neither,
so
but-
many.
Well, the great news is that, like you forgetting Zombieland Double Tap, time will forget. We won't even remember this, like, in a month and a half when we recorded the...
I forgot about it in the time that we released the podcast.
George is like, we gotta re-record. Uh-oh.
I gotta remember Zombieland Double Tap. No!
fucking SpongeBob file fucking people in your brains like, oh, we don't need that shit anymore. Just put that in the trash.
We threw out Zombieland Double Tap.
No!
A movie that y'all are much more enthusiastic about than I'm not.
Someone on this couch is a
Big hater.
big dumb idiot.
I'm not even
about.
that big of a hater of it.
Sure.
Robert Eggers is back. He decided to put fucking Willem Dafoe and Robert Pattinson stuck in a lighthouse and see what happens.
Does
What-
it get
what
gay?
ha-
Yeah, it does. And it's awesome.
What happens when people stop being nice and start getting real? The Lighthouse 2019.
Oh my god, I would love there was like one scene of like Robert Pattinson like to the camera. It's like, I think Willem Dafoe is getting a little crazy. Because if it was like a shitty Real Housewives-esque thing.
Oh my god.
It's like he thinks that he doesn't like my lobster. That's not
And
right.
then Willem Dafoe's like, he is a bitch. A bitch.
Just because I'm like, wow, and that's it. That's the whole interview.
He just wrote a fucking SNL skit.
Oh my god! Oh, SNL, hire me, please. I will not move up there though. That's
Yeah,
sucks.
no. We'll be a remote SNL correspondent.
So
I
yes.
fucking love this movie. This is
a
my
great
favorite movie of the year so
Film.
far.
Oh, nice.
Yeah,
I
so I guess
know.
if you don't know somehow, I guess I just set it up. Robert Pattinson and William Dafoe. I guess what is their official? Their Lighthouse Keepers.
They're wikis.
Wikis,
official
yeah.
They like rotate with other pairs
Right,
of
right,
people,
right.
and they show up to man this lighthouse.
But
and-
Willem Dafoe is like the owner of this, essentially.
well, I think he's like the higher rank.
Yeah.
person.
But like this is his lighthouse though. He's been to this lighthouse a few times.
Oh, he has a special affinity
Yeah,
for this
and Robert
lighthouse.
Pattinson's definitely first day on the job,
Yeah.
pretty much.
Yeah.
He's pretty much going through a hazing ritual.
What's a lumber man doing? As a wiki.
Yes, Robert Pattinson's a dark past as a lumberjack man. So yeah, I don't know. I guess what
You
is
could
it?
tell me that that's like his actual, like the actor Robert Pattinson's actual
What, he became
backstory.
an actor?
And I would have 100% believe you.
He killed someone and he decided to take up acting.
Yeah, I mean, yeah,
Sure.
I'd forgive him.
yeah.
So a big thing about this movie is that it is fucking bananas bonkers.
Yes.
Yeah.
It is very much not Robert Eggers' last film, The
It's
Witch.
not The Witch.
Some would say it's not afraid to go there, unlike The Witch, which I mean,
Was
actually,
also not afraid to go there.
but in two different ways. I love that.
Yeah, I think like we talked about it last time that The Witch very much is building to a thing where the lighthouse is just bananas bonkers the whole time. It's not really. There's a through line, but it's not about the destination.
They both build to things, but The Witch feels a lot more like a mounting journey where the intensity keeps upping and upping more and getting more dire, and then a thing happens. And then in The Lighthouse, it's just like a thing happens, and then they're stuck in crazy out of time limbo, and they're just
More
going
things are happening.
crazy. Like they're trapped on this island, and their relief is not showing up, and it's clear that they're just trapped in some sort of out of time. Just they're fucked. They're stuck in the lighthouse.
Yes.
And it does build to something, but it feels a lot more concerned with just showing the gradual decay of these men's brains.
It is a movie. It is a collection of moments and scenes.
Yeah. Much like any other film.
Yeah, I guess so. But I guess for me, the thing was like I thought those moments and scenes were a little much.
Excuse me?
I'm sorry.
I thought they weren't enough.
So I just couldn't buy into it. It's also, we mentioned that it's not as horny as I thought it would be.
That's
No.
true. People set it up like it was gonna be wild. Like I was expecting to see some penis, and I'm gonna tell you right now, I saw zero penis.
This is
Although
true.
to be fair about Willem Dafoe, allegedly his
Oh,
penis
yeah, according
is
to
two-
me.
allegedly,
He's got a huge dick.
that they had to like cut out of Antichrist apparently because people were like, no, well, people will think that we like enhanced it, so let's make it smaller.
Oh, I
so
heard
it's more
about
realistic.
this.
Yeah.
I heard about this.
And like I was hoping I'd see the full thing here, and I did not.
He definitely fucks a nymphomaniac, but I don't think.
I mean,
you
that's
see
like
his
the whole
dick.
plot
I
of
want to watch Nymphomaniac.
Man, that's not, you know.
If anyone has big dick energy, it's Willem Dafoe.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
There's a lot of metaphorical penis and a lot of
There
metaphorical ejaculation from the penis.
That's true. Oh yeah,
There-
we were comparing.
Yes,
we talked
right.
about which was the better Robert Pattinson cum movie of this year.
I would
this
put,
or High
I
Life.
would say this, me personally.
See, this is my dilemma because The Lighthouse obviously wins as the better movie, but
That's
as
true.
far as the cum aspect,
Yeah.
I think High Life edges it out.
If we're talking about the cum itself, High Life definitely wins, but I think
High Life delivers in that you see the cum.
I see the cum in Juliette Binoche's hand as she's scuttling down the hallway
Jesus,
trying
yeah.
not to spill it.
But in the Lighthouse, you see him very angrily and aggressively jacking off twice.
That's true.
Let's talk about that mermaid's vagina. It's really big, right? Like, right?
yeah.
Like, it's huge. And, like, people hyped it. Like, I remember, and I read an interview with Robert Pattinson where he hyped it up being a big vagina, and I was like, all right.
Okay, sure.
All right. Then I saw, like, whoa!
That's even bigger than I expected.
I can't believe that. George, why do you hate this movie?
Listen.
This movie is amazing.
It's not that horny. I will say that. That's pretty disappointing.
I don't know. I was pretty horny the whole time. Remember where they almost kissed?
There was that.
I loved that.
That was pretty good.
And then they were like, "What? But no!" And they just immediately start boxing.
It's not gay if we attack each other, right?
All the sea shanties, all the amazing imagery, all of the sounds. This movie's just great.
I love this movie.
It is
so much.
very much unapologetically knows what it is, and
Yes.
through its style, through its moments, through its main actors, just fucking giving it all and having a good time.
Willem Dafoe never blinking.
Oh
yeah.
my god.
It very much feels like I don't know.
I saw that the script of this movie was released, and I wanted to read it and just read through Willem Dafoe's monologues. Although Robert Pattinson does have a few great monologues as well, but Willem Dafoe's like prayers and like curses from like Neptunic gods is like incredible. I just want to read it so I can like bring that to my acting classes as my monologue of the week.
What?
I don't know what acting classes are
I think
like.
he also made this joke last time on the
did.
podcast.
Oh, I forgot.
Yeah. I love this remastered podcast.
Now in HD.
Someone's gonna write in who somehow got the actual lost episode and be like, "You fucking changed this, goddamn!"
Give me the Snyder cut.
The Snyder cut of the podcast. But yeah, that's the Lighthouse. I'm glad y'all liked it. Like I said, I think the hot take, just for it to be on the record.
This is the Paddington 2 of 2019.
I don't know if I like that.
I think he's talking to me specifically.
In the sense that George
that
hates
we're in
this
love
thing,
with it.
yes.
that George hates an objectively perfect film.
Well, I mean, if we're gonna make that comparison, Paddington 2 is way better than The Lighthouse.
Yes. There we go. The hot take I said last time is that, and I only put it out there for like, because I'm not disappointed with this movie. I went in with a very clear head. I wasn't trying to have myself up. I was like, we'll see how it turns out. But I think when you tell me the guy who made The Witch has a new movie with Robert Pattinson and Willem Dafoe where they're stuck in a lighthouse and go mad with by the fucking sea disease, this movie's unbelievably disappointing for me personally. But it's
Like
it's
you
fine.
say that, and like my brain cannot comprehend what you expect from this movie.
Anyways,
In every single way.
The Lighthouse 2019. So the one thing that got saved from the podcast was the little breakout session we did for our discussion on Parasite, which was a fantastic film. And since that is the one thing that we saved, and we don't have to have that discussion again, I'm just gonna drop that in right about here. This next movie is Parasite. So this is a South Korean, I guess, dark comedy movie. And I don't want to give out too much because the trailers are very, very smartly deceptive of what this movie is. It is not outright lying to you. If if you rewatch the trailers and know, like, okay, I know how they're playing with this. But I think I can say enough that it is a movie about class, specifically South Korean. As it's different. Each is different. Like yeah. And so I told myself I was gonna do more research about like what actually the class divide in South Korea and what that gap looks like, but I never did. But this follows a family who are lower class. They're trying to make ends meet. And I think I'm gonna stop me if there's nothing that the trailer doesn't reveal. But at a certain point, one of the sons of the family, his friend, is a translator, or not translator, he's a tutor for a rich family. He's gonna go study abroad, and he's gonna give his friend a sort of a W here and be like, hey, while I'm gone, 1, you can help out and then you can get some money in and whatever. 2, I have a huge crush on this girl I'm teaching. I trust you not to hit on her.
Right.
Because those other kids, they're gonna... Those frat guys are gonna... Yeah. And so, yeah, he gets in there, and the big thing, and again, this about this family is that they're not the brightest, or at least the wife is not very...
Oh, the rich family.
Yes, the rich family.
They're very trusting.
Yes.
Yeah.
That's their thing.
Yeah, and I think that's one of the big things about the movie about class is that at a certain point, like when you have so much money and like money isn't a worry, it just kind of like it's just kind of whatever.
Right.
It just kind of doesn't matter. Like big decisions that cost money are frivolous, and it's not a big conversation. You just have to like get the person comfortable, and that's what the whole movie. Again, this is very much a movie about scamming a little bit.
Yeah.
Until it makes a turn in the middle.
It's like the first half of this movie, I would say it feels kind of like a farce.
Yes.
It's just like it's kind of lighthearted and goofy.
Yes.
And then it takes a hard turn, and
it's a hard turn, but the story, the theme of class is never gone.
No.
It's at its heart, and I think it does it
it like galvanizes its message, and it's like, hey, and you're like, oh damn, okay.
Yeah, and it's a freaking bummer. Yeah, this movie is fan-fucking-tastic.
So good.
It is
great.
It is
my
powerful.
Letterboxd review of this movie was just holy shit.
Yeah.
And my friend commented and said, pull quote.
Like,
movies are real. Said, holy shit.
The thing is, like, it is engaging and fun for that first half, but then when the switch happens, you're already invested with these characters, and it's just so goddamn intense, like minute by minute of what's happening. It is.
It's fantastic.
It is pretty freaking fantastic.
It has like I feel like the first half is like the dark comedy, and then the second half it's like this like thriller, almost heist like vibe to it.
Kind of, yeah.
And it's so. And then the last bit is, bananas, obviously.
Yes.
And like both this and the Lighthouse, I just felt completely like speechless afterwards, just because they were both fantastic, but for two very different reasons, obviously.
Sure.
I feel like Parasite is the more like objectively like fantastic, like well made, smart, and like
it looks gorgeous. Also, like the cinematography in that movie is fantastic.
And I mean, it's also like just so entertaining and accessible too, because it's like you're watching it and you doesn't feel like it's, I don't know, it just feels like you're in it and you are invested the whole time.
I agree, like especially for like the themes and like big ideas of the movie, the way it introduces, the way it tells this story, like it is very accessible. I totally agree with that. But yeah, it is just stunning to look at.
It won the
Palme d'Or.
It's also the second highest rated movie on Letterboxd right now.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, it's like,
is it behind Get Out?
It's behind Godfather.
Oh.
Yeah. Oh wow.
I expected different from Letterboxd.
Well,
it's true.
It's above Godfather Part 2.
Oh, that's good.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean, Letterboxd
Maybe
is
I'm
like,
thinking of popularity. I think
Yeah, I
Get
think
Out
I'm-
is the top on popularity.
probably, but
I don't remember.
Parasite's like the top like highest rated. I think it's like a 4.5,
Nice.
which is like crazy.
Nice.
Yeah. And I guess full disclosure, Ryan and I were provided with passes for our
were.
local Alamo Draft House.
Very thankful.
Yeah.
I would have paid. I would have definitely paid money for this. It was.
Yeah, it's
great.
very
And
good.
and I definitely want to pick this up on like Blu-ray.
Wow, Parasite. What a great motion picture. Wow, 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 wow. No more of that.
Thankfully.
Yeah. Again, I guess this. Again, disclosure. Ryan and I got tickets for that for Alamo. It was a good movie. Liked it a lot.
Very
I was
great.
thinking about watching it again.
I want to see it again too.
Yeah, it's very good. I mean, we'll talk about this maybe at the end of the year, but like maybe discuss
Definitely, we will talk about this.
it. Yeah, for sure. But like
Yeah.
specifically, we never talked about I guess the ending because I felt a little bit like I wasn't sure if what happened actually happened or was that a
Oh, the epilogue
Yes,
part?
yeah.
I think that was just a
I think that-
daydream.
Yeah, I
okay?
think
Because then I
that's,
saw
like-
that tweet that someone was like laughing at the end of that. It was like I've never heard someone.
Whoa.
I want to beat the shit out of this person.
That's wild.
Yeah, and I was like, Jesus.
Yeah,
As someone who often laughs at inopportune times in films and gets chastised for it, that's not the time to laugh.
Parasite. Another motion picture that we were very, very big on. I guess Abbott was big on it, but we like it, I guess, now that I think about it. But we're not over the moon. It's Jojo Rabbit. So yeah, this one, it's got a weird release. I still know people who it hasn't stopped by their place.
Yeah, it took forever
Yeah.
to release here.
which is weird. It's we said this last time, but like it's weird that we saw the Lighthouse here first before
Yeah, I don't know.
Jojo Rabbit. It's very strange.
I mean, I guess maybe a horror about Lighthouse people is a little easier to sell than a comedy about Hitler.
That's true.
I mean,
and also I guess it was technically a Fox. It was on Fox's release in their now Disney property, so or a fine Disney family property.
Sure.
So I don't know if that has anything to do. It's just speculation, really. But yes, Jojo Rabbit, Taika Waititi's dark comedy about a young boy who is a Hitler youth and has an imaginary friend who is Hitler, and takes place during the sort of fall of Nazis'
As the
power.
war is winding
As the
down.
war is winding down, and his mother is taking care of a young Jewish girl, and he's very much drunk on that Kool-Aid, and it's sort of like, breaking down his fucking brainwashed mind and
Right.
that whole thing. Yeah, I think this movie does what it sets out to do very well, and I think even just saying that with the subject matter and the tone of the movie you're going for this movie, I think it's pretty fucking impressive that it never really slips up. I think I said that last
Right.
time.
Yeah.
But yeah, I think it's really funny. It's sincere. I think Scarlett Johansson does a fantastic job in this movie. She's my favorite part of it. Other than like Stephen Merchant's fucking smile.
I was gonna bring that up because I was like, I remember talking about that last time. We will not let that. How this movie is one of the perfect examples that capitalizes on how fucking unsettling Stephen Merchant's face can be. I
Yeah.
love him. He's so fucking funny.
But yeah, it's very good. Carrie, what are your thoughts on Jojo?
I really like Jojo Rabbit, but if I'm comparing it to other Taika Waititi films, it doesn't have as much of an emotional impact or resonance that a lot of his other films have had for me.
You're right.
And there is the one sequence that I won't spoil, but if people have seen it, the like butterfly sequence where it is a massive gut punch, that was very effective. But otherwise, it didn't. I don't know. I want to watch it again, but I feel like overall I did really like it. I don't want to make it seem like I didn't, but I expected to love it, and I don't know that I loved it.
He has a high standard, especially amongst this podcast.
Yeah.
And it just didn't. It was a good movie. It didn't reach that for you personally.
Right? Yeah.
That didn't reach the like highs of
No.
of,
Eagle versus Shark is my favorite.
That is your favorite, and also Hunt for the Wilder People is great.
Older people is so good.
My personal favorite of his is still What We Do in the Shadows.
That's a great film.
Great film. But for me, I felt like Jojo Rabbit hit a lot of the highs of his best stuff personally. there really wasn't a moment in it that I didn't have like that warmth, and also like kind of like, ugh, I hate the society.
Oh dear.
You know. If anything, this is the better society film than fucking Joker, in my opinion. Although I don't care.
Alright.
Best society movies of 2019.
Parasite.
Yes.
Jojo Rabbit and Joker.
I don't know, man. Maybe can we put something else in there? I don't know. What about Greta? Because Greta better we live in a society movie than Joker. But yeah, I guess I'm glad it really resonated with you, Ryan.
We talked about how, unfortunately, the weak link in this film does turn out to be Rebel Wilson.
Yeah, we did talk about that.
Because I want to give her a chance, because I feel like she has the potential to be great, but she's just at 11 all the time. And
yeah, and she's very much, at 11 here. She's just playing a cartoon character.
I don't know. I when I saw this, I felt like that's very much what Taika Waititi was doing.
That's fair.
Yeah.
We just talked about that with Zombieland.
One character to like, you need to be this in order for my vision of, definitely real, but like exaggerated.
Right, because we need
reality.
to show how ridiculous the Nazis are, and you're gonna have to be that.
Yeah.
Especially in the way that they treated the
Because
the
Sam
Nazi
Rockwell's
route.
character's, he's still a Nazi, but he's got shades, I guess, at least.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I feel like his point was like towards the end, he was like, "Yeah, you know what? I definitely was on the losing side of this, so
this
fuck
is just Sam Rockwell playing an irredeemable racist who gets redeemed.
Yeah.
Again,
The irredeemable racist with a heart of gold, actually. But even then,
is the racist really redeemed if they do one good?
no,
thing?
I'm joking. I'm saying they're
yeah,
not.
that's
No,
a joke.
I mean that in the way that like people,
Yes,
in
there
general,
will be.
in general view films like if a bad character does one
Does a
good
thing.
people are like, he's back. He's
There
back
will be
again.
a lot of people who walked out like, oh man, you know what? He wasn't that bad.
for a Nazi, he's
you
not
could
that
still
bad.
you could still recognize that he did a good thing, but still that he is a shit person.
Yeah.
But like I'm saying that like for a lot of like film people, they
Sure.
they see the one good, it's like, oh wow, great.
Or they see him do a one good thing and then they condemn the whole movie, being like, wow, you tried to fully redeem that guy. And it's like, I mean, no.
No.
That's what I think a lot of people, the other movie I'm referencing is 3 Billboards. I think that was the problem a lot of people had with that movie, because he was an extremely homophobic, racist, terrible cop who had a redeeming...
So a cop?
A cop. He had a redeeming act at the end of the movie that helped the main character a lot, and it was like, wow, he did a good thing. He's sort of turning his path around. He's still a shithead, but it's like, that's how I felt about the end of 3 Billboards.
Still, you see that?
It's good.
And Scarlett Johansson, I think here does she's very energetic. She's very warm. I mentioned it, like that scene when Jojo Realizes that she is protecting this girl. And she's like, I wish my dad was here. And she does the thing where,
oh, you want your dad?
You want your dad. She plays
That
her
is a
father.
really
That
good scene.
moment's phenomenal. I love that moment so much.
It sucks whenever Scarlett Johansson is in like an indie thing, you really like see what she's capable of. Like with this, Under the Skin.
Under the Skin. I need to rewatch that
Under the
movie.
Skin.
Man.
I still need
That
to
is a
watch it.
haunting motion picture.
Yes.
I tell you what.
Lost in Translation, one of my favorites
That's a good
ever.
movie.
And
then like she's in an Avengers movie or a Ghost in the Shell, and she just plays this like blank action.
But it's a thing
hero
we've talked a
slate.
lot about here on this podcast about you're writing characters into again, and it's clear that the machine of Hollywood very much has a spot for Scarlett Johansson. It's like, this is a Scarlett Johansson type character. She's going to be distant, cold, but like badass still. That's the type of character she gets written into, and like where she like plays this like very, very warm mother. She does such a great job in this. And I've heard good things about Marriage Story as well.
Yeah, I'm excited for that
We'll
movie.
talk about that in a little bit more.
So, Jojo Rabbit, a good motion picture.
Yes.
I don't think I know for some folks this movie they did love it, but it's very good. But
Needs a rewatch. We'll see.
that is October. Finally, hopefully, definitively,
Fingers crossed.
So because of that, and because we're recording this a little bit in the tooth in November, we've seen some of this stuff, but we'll talk about it next time around.
Episode.
Have you heard of the streaming future?
No.
What if you...
Peacock from NBC.
Exactly. What if you paid me $10 a month and I gave you The Office, but I also give you a 30 Rock movie?
I don't know about that.
I don't know what NBC would make.
I didn't like 30 Rock when I was on the air, and I don't want that.
Oh, it's too much Alec Baldwin.
Yeah.
No, to be fair, with Alec Baldwin in 30 Rock, he was just playing Alec
He
Baldwin.
was.
I don't like Alec Baldwin.
I know, but like that was like the one time I could like deal with him, and then every time he showed up in anything else, I'm like, oh, dude, fuck you.
This is like a random tangent, but I remember before me and Ryan went to see Zombieland, we were talking about the Joker, and he was like, Carrie, do you know who was supposed to play Thomas Wayne? And I was like, what? I have no idea. And he was like, it's someone terrible. And I just sat for a few beats, and then I was like, Alec Baldwin? And he was like, you fucking nailed it.
First try, too.
That was very much Alec Baldwin's stunt double they got for that
it
movie.
looked like Alec Baldwin,
Yeah,
but it's
he
just
got
like...
cast and dropped out like 2 days later out of like...
And thank God.
But he dropped out because of like scheduling conflicts, and it's like, what are you doing? Like, oh, you gotta be on SNL again this week? Fuck off.
Yeah, fuck
Come
Alec
on.
Baldwin.
But that being said, streaming future, Disney Plus, we are living in the Disney Plus world. Lady and the
Disney Plus is
Tramp
out now.
and Noelle. Lady and the Tramp with Tessa Thompson. I don't know who plays the tramp in that movie.
Probably some handsome guy.
Some cool guy. Let me
Some
look. I'll
cool
look it up
guy
real
who
quick.
doesn't
You
all
guys
look like a
talk
dog.
about... We talked about how we didn't really remember much
I don't remember
about Lady
anything
and the
about Lady
Tramp.
and the Tramp.
No.
I said that I remember...
I have heard that, because we had a discussion of like, was this the one with the racist cats or not?
Oh, yeah.
And
'cause I
we
couldn't
were like,
remember.
oh, it's Aristocats. But I've heard that both movies
Have racist cats?
Have racist cats. So...
Oh, I looked at the original. I'm a dipshit. Okay, hold on.
but I did hear that they cut out the racist cat sequence from the new movie.
Justin Theroux.
Oh, that makes sense.
He's like a typical, like, handsome white
I haven't
actor
seen
kinda
any
guy,
reviews
I
for this,
feel.
so I don't know what the folks
I've
have
heard
to
it's
say.
mediocre.
Oh, yeah.
Wow, who could have
Yeah,
guessed?
I know, right? Who would have guessed a live-action Disney remake was mediocre? at
Aladdin,
best?
still okay. That's what I'll say.
Haven't seen it yet.
Noelle, Anna Kendrick, and Bill Hader, which I didn't know what this movie was last time we talked about it, and then you told me who was in it, and I was like, that's okay.
And then you were also like, but I don't know if I want an Anna Kendrick lead.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Actually, I don't know. Simple Favor
Also,
was
Carrie,
alright.
you know what? I forgot to mention last time we were talking this movie. You know who has a supporting role in this movie? It's someone you and I both really love.
John Goodman.
No.
Oh.
Think of someone you and I mutually both love.
Robert Pattinson.
No, I would. Billy Eichner.
Oh!
Yeah.
Does he play like an overgrown elf?
I don't know. I think he plays a yoga instructor, actually.
He would be the least calming. What?
Yeah, but
Downward dog, downward dog!
yeah, Billy Eichner, one of my favorite
Oh, I
comedians
love
ever, is in this movie as well. It's Noelle, from my understanding, is Bill Hader is Nick, the son of Santa, and it's his first year to be Santa Claus because Santa is retiring, and he bails, and now it's up to Anna Kendrick, and she doesn't know what's going on because she's
Anna Kendrick?
Anna Kendrick, yeah.
This sounds stupid.
Sounds a little wacky.
I think I'm at the point now where my dumb Neanderthal man brain was like, Anna Kendrick is very pretty. Which I think is like...
I feel that way about Bill Hader.
he is...
Yeah, but Bill
he's got a
Hader
look.
is like has our next movie.
Sleepy Time, baby.
Sleepy Time, Dr. Sleep Baby.
We saw this already.
seen it.
We've seen it.
We
I
have-
want to see it again.
What happens when you go back to the hotel? What do
I'd
you-
like to make another reservation. George, don't hang your head.
Be
in
our
shame.
guest. Am
No,
I right?
no.
Speaking of mediocre Disney movies, but yes, Doctor
Hey.
Sleep, which is a follow-up to The Shining.
Yes.
I've
Ian
heard-
McGregor.
I've heard
I
big
love
mixed
Ewan McGregor.
things from. I haven't read.
Yeah.
I've read reviews on
I-
this a lot, but I've heard people be like, "Yes," and some people like, "Fuck no."
Yeah. as we'll talk about it more next episode, obviously, but as someone who loves The Shining, and I expected this movie to just be a 2-hour version of that one segment from Ready Player One. It's not that. I enjoyed it a lot. Spoilers.
Cool. Excited to talk about that.
Yes.
Motherless Brooklyn. I don't even have the energy.
You don't have the energy to hate.
Collateral Beauty.
Collateral Brooklyn.
I've already forgotten what this was again.
This is the Edward Norton.
Oh.
Written and directed, starring Tourette's
The
movie.
Strand game of a motion picture produced, written, directed, and starring Edward Norton.
What happens when very picky
Alec
actor...
Baldwin. He was busy doing Motherless Brooklyn.
We had the trailer going when we were recording this last time, and we were like, "This looks like shit." And then Willem Dafoe popped up, and we were like, "Oh, never mind." So it's got Willem Dafoe in it. That's probably the best thing I can say about it.
Terminator Dark Fate. Man, dude, by the time has already forgotten this movie existed.
It came out like a week ago,
From
right?
us recording the podcast the first time.
It is
now
gone
recording
in the
again.
ether. It is gone. What a rest in peace to Terminator franchise forever now.
I feel
It is
like I've heard
official.
people saying that it's good. or
Yeah,
okay.
but like the faith in the franchise has like died.
Oh,
It has been
completely.
dead before going in, so it's
Yeah.
like you needed to make a great movie,
But like
not a
every
fine
time,
movie.
every time someone, a Hollywood executive was like, "I'm gonna bring back Terminator," and it's like, "This is for the fans," and the fans like go and like,
No, thank you.
Stop.
And like this is like the third time they've done that, and I feel like the fans of that franchise are just done with it. And especially like
I feel we were done with
especially, like-
Genesis. Are you kidding?
yeah, especially with like the general populace who like likes those
Yeah.
movies, because you know Terminator 2 apparently one of the best movies ever made.
It's a
I've
fantastic movie.
never been able to watch it because it's never streaming anywhere. I'm not gonna
I
fucking rent it.
Have the DVD.
Why would I watch a DVD? What
Such
am
a
I,
brat.
a Neanderthal?
Yes.
What am I, a caveman? Just hit it with a stick so I can understand what's in it.
What was I gonna say?
Is that how DVDs work?
That is how DVDs
Oh,
work.
good. Okay,
You know
great.
what? DVDs aren't that bad. You guys are just babies.
I forgot what I was gonna say. Oh yeah. I think
Terminator.
Terminator, a fantastic 2 movies. Actually, a phenomenal sequel, and a good first movie.
Don't like it.
Whatever. But I don't know, man. It's like I don't know about the Terminator. I think this was like the emergency switch on Terminator, right?
Yeah.
This was like there is no going back here. James Cameron, Linda Hamilton, break the glass. If this doesn't work, we're done. It didn't
they're
work.
done.
We're done. Terminator is done. Where it's over. And I'm fine with that.
Yeah.
I'm a Terminator 3 apologist. I think that movie's okay. I like it.
That's the one with the
It's got
really,
Carrie
that's,
Russell?
That's the one with the really funny
No, it's got Claire Danes.
Arnold Schwarzenegger does the commentary track, and it's apparently really bad.
Oh wow, I need to watch
Yeah.
that then. Never mind.
But
That sounds great.
he does like the commentary track for Terminator 3, and I've heard that it's just like the most like he's saying what's happening on screen.
That's amazing.
It's like in this scene, as you can see, she is making her boobs bigger, and like what woman wouldn't want that? You
That
know
sounds
what I mean?
great. I need to watch this now.
I really like your Arnold
As someone who
impression.
enjoys
That's really
Terminator
strong.
3, and that, but recognize that movie's silly, I'm excited for that.
That's gonna be good.
Terminator 3, one of the biggest, I think at the time, was probably one of the most hyped, marketed sequels to a movie ever, which is fair, because Terminator 2 is a fantastic motion picture. I think Terminator 3 is fine.
Wish I could find out.
Anyways, Harriet.
Harriet
Yeah.
Tubman, right?
Yeah.
The same Janelle Monáe is in this motion picture, which is a movie about Harriet Tubman. And we talked about it last time that it's very difficult to take I think retelling the stories of revolutionaries during the slave trade and just the stories of people who went through that is unbelievably important and makes great stories, but at the same time, it's hard to take it at face value because it is very easy for people who make movies and who are in the business of movies to market it and create it in a way that very much serves their, I don't fucking know. It's
They're like good karma points.
good karma points,
Yeah.
Oscar points. Yeah. which is I feel like what we said last time.
I feel like every year there's like the slave era
or some
movie,
it's like or a movie about the Holocaust or
some bad times in our history.
But we're not willing to say bad things that are happening currently because that's too hot. So it has to be.
So we do it in. I guess the idea is like an allegorical sense of like, remember how bad things were now? What if it was just as bad now? But yeah, I see trailers for this, and I just don't feel,
and that's a shame,
a sense that like the people who are making it like are genuine about it.
I'm sure Janelle Monáe is for sure genuine.
Oh no, I definitely feel that, but I just feel like the studio was like, there hasn't been like a Harriet Tubman movie in a while. Well, that'll be cool.
And the thing is, it looks fine. It's just some dumb, cynical part of me is like, and I want to watch it. But
I love Cynthia Erivo. I'm not sure how to say her name, but the one playing Harriet Tubman, she's great.
I think I just need to turn it on. I just need to turn it on at some point. But I feel like I think it's the trailers sometimes. It's just like I don't know.
It hits the same beats as like similar movies in that vein of like this important person in history and what they do.
Is Janelle Monáe in Cats, or am I making that up?
I don't think so.
I think everyone is in Cats.
That's true. No, Jason Derulo's. Yes, everyone is. Jason Derulo is somewhere in Cats.
Jason Derulo got in.
So yes, everybody is.
The door was open. It was just who was available that day.
It's Jason Derulo.
But yeah, I actually haven't even read any reviews for Harriet, so I'm not even sure what the critical reception for it was.
Yeah, I haven't.
So maybe I'll look into that and maybe I'll watch it later because.
Nice.
Yeah, I don't know. Marriage Story.
Have you ever heard of Adam Driver?
Ooh.
Mm.
Heard of?
I love him.
Yeah, Adam Driver. He's great.
I don't know what this movie's actually about. I don't
really know either, honestly. I just hear.
I hope this isn't Revolutionary Road.
What?
Oh, the Revolutionary Road, the Leonardo DiCaprio, Kate Winslet movie where they're like a married couple. It was like, it's very. 73.
Hey, apparently a good movie.
Okay.
Marriage Story. This I think this was a TIFF thing, and it got really big reviews. It's showing in theaters in November, and then in
Netflix, right?
In December it's going to hit Netflix. I think early December. So that's probably where we'll see it.
A stage director and his actor wife struggle through a grueling coast-to-coast divorce that pushes them to their personal and creative extremes. That sounds great.
Yeah, exactly.
That sounds like a good movie.
That sounds like a good time.
That sounds like a fun, feel-good, happy...
Starring Adam Driver and Scarlett Johansson. Oh, I'm going to be laughing the whole time.
Sad Adam Driver.
Sad Adam Driver.
Maybe this is like Revolutionary Road.
Yeah, I'm very interested in Marriage Story.
Yes.
Man, I'm just gonna say, watch Revolutionary Road, folks. That's a fucking movie. That's got Blue Valentine energy.
Oh boy.
So again, I saw that movie. Again, I say this every time. I thought that movie was a straight up romance movie, and I wanted to feel good.
Because that's how they advertise it. They'll like put it in like when Walmart has their end caps of Valentine's Day movies, and they'll put it in a happy heart box.
Yeah, here's
like,
fucking.
Oh.
Is it? It's Ryan Gosling and. It's someone I shouldn't know.
Michelle Williams, probably. She's
know.
sad.
Like, here they are kissing.
Blue Valentine was Ryan Gosling and Michelle Williams.
Woo!
Yeah. Revolutionary
That is
Road,
not that movie.
I guess, was Leonardo DiCaprio and Kate Winslet. And apparently Michael Shannon's in it?
Yes. It's Kate Winslet's husband is directing it. It is a fucking
David
wild
Harbour,
ride.
Kathy Bates,
Whoa!
Zoe Kazan. Whoa!
What a film!
This really was, yeah. Revolutionary. I think that movie was a disappointment because it had so much like the Titanic people are here. That's a good ass sad movie. That's what I'll just say. Anyways,
Titanic?
moving on. Revolutionary Road, a better movie than Titanic. But anyways,
Last Christmas.
Yes.
Christmas is back, baby.
Last
And
Christmas.
this is finally the last one.
This movie looks fine.
This is the TikTok movie, right?
This is the TikTok movie.
Oh,
this movie looks fucking stupid.
This movie looks fine.
When was the last time there was like a good Christmas movie?
Oh yeah.
Carrie, don't say
Scrooge.
Don't say Scrooge again.
Yeah, Krampus, I think,
Don't
is
say
what we
Krampus.
talked about.
But that's a very us. Like, I don't think the world
it's
is like.
and
I
it's
know.
good.
Christmas with the Cranks is the last good Christmas movie.
Last Christmas, 47% on Rotten Tomatoes.
You know what?
I don't like Paul Feig. I'm sorry.
Oh yeah, this is also a Paul Feig
I don't
thing.
like him.
This is a Paul
I
Feig
highly
Christmas
recommend watching A Simple Favor.
movie. This is from the jolly mind of Paul Feig.
God. Hot take.
Hot
Carrie
take.
doesn't like Paul Feig. Sorry.
Who's the actress? Who's
Amelia
not?
Clark.
No, who's not Anna Kendrick in A Simple Favor?
Blake Lively.
Blake Lively. Fantastic looks in A Simple Favor.
That was the only reason I was gonna watch it, to see all those blazers.
If you enjoy watching good actress Anna Kendrick and Blake Lively, who also look extremely good, I recommend A Simple Favor, who also has the co-star of that movie in this Last Christmas movie. I forget his name every single time, but he's very handsome. From A Crazy Rich Asians.
I just had it up and I...
Yeah, you
got
swiped
the
it
tab.
away.
I'm sorry.
It's fine. Honey Boy, very excited for this one.
I am so excited.
This is the, I don't know what to call it. It's not really a...
Shia LaBeouf autobiographical?
Yeah.
Yeah.
Because he's not directed, but he wrote and starred.
He wrote it, and he's starring as his father.
Yes.
And it looks great.
It looks very good.
And we're all three of us are big Shia LaBeouf fans. All three of us. Well, oh, okay.
Eagle Eye, fantastic movie. I cannot believe I pulled Eagle Eye off the top.
Disturbia, so great.
Again, big movie. It's weird to think that those were huge fucking movies at the time, man.
What movies?
I can't think of another Shia LaBeouf movie. That was enough. My
Oh,
brain couldn't
American
pull anymore.
Honey.
Transformers.
That doesn't count.
Oh.
That's not a movie.
Holes.
Holes is a great
Oh my
movie.
god, fucking Holes. God damn it.
Excuse me. I'm gonna be more pissed if you talk shit on Holes
I'm
than
not
when
gonna-
you talk
we're not
shit
gonna-
on the Lighthouse.
We're not gonna
Shia
get...
LaBeouf, he will not divide this podcast. You know what I'm saying?
Do you remember the
God,
part? when-
yes, he will not divide
What?
us.
Do you remember?
That's exactly what
Do you remember in Holes when Sigourney Weaver
No.
is painting her fingernails with rattlesnake venom, and then she's like, "Don't worry, it's completely harmless when it's dry," and then she scratches the shit out of that guy's face. That was very formative in my youth.
Yeah, Holes.
I'm not getting a lot of reactions
Holes-
on the
Holes
couch here,
was a-
guys.
Holes-
you know, I'm
Holes
putting
was-
myself out there.
Holes was a movie I think I watched twice, like at school on like a movie day, where like we all watched a movie and it was Holes.
Okay, so we'll get into the Holes thing for me is that everyone has this fucking connection with this movie, and I don't understand it. I've seen it once.
What the fuck?
So...
Jordan, I'm not like
Holes-
defending Holes right now. I want you to make
Holes-
that clear. I've seen it twice at school, and even then I was like,
I've seen
why
it
does-
once.
Why do people like Holes?
After
the
people...
fuck? I need to quit this podcast. Holes is so
I'm not
good.
saying I hate
Fine,
Holes.
start your Holes podcast.
Welcome back to Holes. It's me, Carrie, living whole.
Oh, man. Ford versus Ferrari.
Put the bullet in my head now.
Christian
God.
Bale, a British actor who has a horrible British accent.
Ooh.
Because I think he's been living such a double life of this American Christian Bale accent that I think he forgot. That has to be it.
I think somewhere between like losing 80 pounds and gaining 6,000 pounds and then losing all the weight and gain a month later for another role.
Yeah.
It's made him go crazy.
I
His
think
brain is melting.
This movie looks good.
No, it doesn't. This movie looks so stupid.
Just because you don't like cars,
I don't
man.
only not like cars. I actively dislike them in
And
every
I get
moment
it
of my
that there is
life.
an okay boomer aura from this movie.
I also don't really like Matt Damon.
That's also true. I don't know. I like...
See, maybe if he was driving like a Hot Wheel.
what?
Because he's small.
I like dumb business intrigue stories.
But like the title of this movie, Ford vs. Ferrari.
That I agree. It is
Dawn
not a,
of who gives a shit. I don't care.
it's
Oh my
not a
God.
very it's not a very compelling title.
The last couple of days at my work, small story. We usually listen. I don't even know what radio station we usually listen to. It's like a one random variety station, and they have switched over to Christmas music, so we can't listen to that station anymore. And so we've been listening to the 109, the Keg, the dude station. The fucking host of that station is so goddamn annoying.
Yes.
The last 3 days, he's mentioned Ford versus Ferrari every fucking day, and he's like, "Man, I can't wait to see that with my son. I hope that movie's gonna be good." And I'm like, "Shut up!" I hate
Here's the thing about the man. Are you thinking about the Man Up station or the Keg? Because there's two. The keg isn't like Man Up, but there is another station in our local area where they're most the man
No,
station.
yeah, it's not the one that plays those annoying ads where it's like, Abraham Lincoln wouldn't have gotten shot in the head if he ate more bacon.
My wife was like, give me some tampons, and I'm like, you mean Windex? I don't know what that is because I'm a goddamn man. Am I right? Let's play Lincoln Park because we're men. God, I hate that.
No, yeah, both these stations are really bad. But yeah, it's just this fucking host is so annoying. And the first day we listened to it, he talked about his wife and his dog and his truck and Ford versus Ferrari in the span of like 10 minutes. And I was like, what the
Fine, I will be the lone Ford vs. Ferrari correspondent. Charlie's Angels, another movie we've seen but we cannot speak on.
Hands together. Guys, I think this is it. This is the movie. I don't want to spoil the next month's podcast, but I think we'll exclusively be talking about Charlie's Angels 2019.
You gotta let George talk about Ford versus Ferrari for
That's
a bit.
true. All right, George, how's Ford versus Ferrari? Well, I thought it was all right. Charlie's Angels.
Waves is another motion picture. This is...
It Comes at Night guy, right?
Yeah, Trey Edward Schultz. It's his new film, and it looks like a family drama type thing, and I've heard incredible things.
Yes, I've heard very good things. It is an A24 motion picture, correct?
Yes, I believe so. It's gotta be.
yeah. But yeah, I don't really know much about this. I just and I'm okay with that.
It's got the one girl from Brigsby Bear in it. The one who he's like, I'm sorry, but I can't marry you. And she's like, oh yeah, totally cool, dude.
Oh yeah, that girl.
She's great.
Yeah.
So yeah, it'll probably be good.
Frozen 2.
Let snow, baby.
Ugh.
Ugh.
Listen here, okay. Just because Frozen is not the best movie doesn't mean they can't make Frozen 2 a good movie.
Yeah,
That's
but like
true.
the thing is, like, it's gonna be. They've been working on this film for like 8 years. It feels like, and it's gonna be a generic, like, basic ass sequel, right?
I don't know.
It has been about 8 years on the money.
know.
Yeah.
Those like teaser trailers look wild.
They
So-
look
It
like
does
it's,
look
it's trying to be
wild.
like more of like an adventurous epic
Yeah,
kind of
and
thing.
I think there
But-
was a large rock golem in the most recent trailer, so
There were
that's
golems
interesting.
and there was
Yeah, there were the troll. I want to say
Trolls.
trolls.
True.
Again,
There
every
was the big
time-
snow golem.
I feel like Ryan has done this multiple times in the history of this
Yeah.
podcast. Like, remember the trolls from Frozen?
And people are like,
Don't
What?
worry about it.
Uh,
Yeah, I don't know.
Frozen 2, like, I don't know.
so what does Disney animated studios put out in the time of Frozen? Wreck-It Ralph?
Yeah, the Wreck-It Ralph stuff. Zootopia was
Zootopia.
one.
Big Hero 6.
Yeah.
There's probably one I'm missing.
Moana?
Yeah,
No,
Moana.
Moana, that's right. So
I think their last one was Wreck-It Ralph.
So I think honestly it's weird that I don't know if that's this team has been have they just been like the whole studio's kind of working on Frozen 2 but they rotate or like what I don't know. Idina
They
Menzel,
definitely weren't working on the script for this long.
Uncut Diamonds, Idina Menzel.
Yeah, I found out that Idina Menzel is the lady in Uncut Gems last time, and I was very surprised because I see that lady in the trailer and it didn't register
Yeah,
that it was
it's-
Idina Menzel, and you told me, and that blew my mind.
Yeah.
That moment lost to the ether.
Yep, that's the only reason I mentioned Idina Menzel's in Uncut Gems. 21 Bridges is finally coming out.
Finally.
No, it's not. No, it's not. I guarantee you it's gonna get delayed again. I feel
No,
it in my
I
boat.
need to see it
No,
from
you
the new film from the guys who brought me Avengers Endgame, my favorite movie.
That movie feels like it came out 5 years ago, by the way.
I never want to watch that movie again. Nope, not.
It's
I'll watch the
Someone's-
Thor. I'll watch the Thor
Some
parts.
would say it's one of the most surprising movies of 2019.
Okay.
Wow.
I was surprised that I wasn't bored the entire
That's
time.
what I'm saying.
Anyway,
21 Bridges. This movie has been in like
Cop shuts down all 21 bridges of New York City.
all
because-
21.
I assume so.
he's
He's a cop. His dad was a cop. His dad
This guy
died
kills
in
cops.
duty, and he hates cop killers because
Because they kill cops.
like, are you kidding me?
and J.K. Simmons is like, you can't close all these 21 bridges.
Hey, open this bridge.
No, my dad was a cop and he's dead. And it's like, what? Why? Cut to me in my customer service job. Like, you killed a customer service representative. I'm gonna talk to you and we're gonna talk about why you will not be getting free shipping on your delivery.
Your ottoman is delayed.
No!
Yeah, I have no interest in seeing that.
But I'm putting money that it's not coming out next month.
You know what? I think in the first time it was coming out, July of this year, I was also not going to see it.
No.
And then it was going to come out in September. I then was not going to see it. And now it's November. I think I'm not going to see it. I'll be honest, you guys.
Oh, Beautiful Day in the Neighborhood. Remember that better Mr. Rogers movie? What if we made it more Oscar baity and put Tom Hanks in?
See, this is the documentary to biopic shift that we've been hoping for, because we had the Won't You Be My Neighbor documentary, and now finally Tom Hanks is playing Mr. Rogers. Exactly what I've always wanted.
Yes.
Tom Hanks, American hero. He landed that plane.
I should probably see Will You Be My Neighbor.
Do you think after he landed that plane, he moved to that neighborhood and became Mr. Rogers?
I legitimately forgot about Sully. I was like, what movie are you talking about?
You're on this podcast and you forgot about Sully, a movie I still haven't seen?
I bought it. I haven't watched it.
Good.
Quick story. On New Year's Eve, we were drunk. And we went to a grocery store, and my friend Matt put Sully in my hands because they had a spinny DVD rack of clearance DVDs, and he put it in my hands, and I was like, and then I forgot I was holding it, and then I bought it.
Usually people hand someone something they forget, but they walk out of the store with it. You purchased it.
I put it on the thing, and I was like, oh well, it's too late now.
In the bag it goes.
Okay, Queen and Slim, Daniel Kaluuya.
Hell yeah.
Speaking of cop killers, Daniel Kaluuya is a cop killer.
Don't tell Chadwick Boseman.
He's gonna come to me like, dude, I'm closing all these bridges. This movie looks pretty good.
Yes, Queen and Slim. I don't know the name of the actress who is also the star in this movie. But yeah, Daniel Kaluuya and friend go on a run because they kill a cop.
Accidentally?
Yeah.
Accidentally.
Yeah.
And yeah, that's the movie. Stuff
I said
happens.
this before, but I love David Kaluuya, but everything I've seen of him recently,
we talked about this last time.
I've been actually, I know you disagree with me, but I did not care for his character in Widows.
Oh yeah, we talked about Widows.
I felt like it was too cartoon villainy, evil.
I don't know. He was pretty intimidating when he was beating up that wheelchair-bound man at the bowling alley.
I mean, I feel like if anyone beats up a wheelchair-bound man, that seems intimidating because it's, that.
Yeah, I did. We didn't talk about that scene, but I cited the scene from Widows where he is in the basketball court with that group of dudes, and he tells them, I don't remember what the circumstance was, but the two dudes fucked up or they screwed up something. And he told them to start rapping, and then they start. One of them starts beatboxing, the other one starts rapping, and he's just staring at them very intensely. It's pretty spooky. And then he shoots one of them. It's like, whoa!
He was not great in Black Panther.
No.
Was he in Us?
No.
Okay. But yeah, I don't know what else I saw that I wasn't a big fan of. But yeah, Queen Slim looks pretty cool.
Yes.
Knives Out. Carrie's most anticipated movie of the year.
Well,
actually, you've had a lot of anticipated movies this year.
Yeah, and they've all worked out pretty well. Except Midsummer, but that's fine. I don't care.
Yeah, that's fine.
But, oh my god. I don't remember if I have talked about this besides the episode that's lost to time, but the first time this trailer premiered on Twitter, I watched it and got so excited that I cried, and then watched it 5 more times and texted everyone, and I was like, look at this, oh my god. I'm so excited for this movie.
And we also mentioned that the second trailer is not as good.
Oh yeah, I talked about how I don't like the second trailer as much because it's not as bombastic and rhythmic and loud, and it doesn't please my monkey brain.
Yes. And I said that seeing that second trailer repeatedly at the Alamo Drafthouse has made me less excited for this motion picture. But,
What about Toni Collette playing Gwyneth Paltrow? It's going to be so funny.
I'm excited for her to talk about, what are those things called? Those eggs things?
Oh, the jade eggs.
Jade eggs!
Oh yeah, because I saw a Facebook ad where it was her character promoting her company. Because I saw when Ryan Johnson tweeted out all the character posters, it was Toni Collette, life guru or something, and I was like, oh my god, she's gonna be Gwyneth Paltrowing it up. And then in that trailer, she's like, try flam, and I'm like, oh my god. Mm-hmm. And me and Ryan have a running joke where it's like, they're gonna try and convince us that Michael Shannon didn't do it. Okay.
Exactly, because like as soon as like he showed, you're like, "Oh right,
Yeah,
you
he
did
did
it."
it.
You think I killed my father? Me?
I will find him.
I will kill him. I mean, but yeah.
Knives Out.
And then my other theory is
Your other
my
running
other theory is that in the first trailer, oh my god, what's his name? Daniel Craig. He's like, I suspect foul play. I would figure that he says that like halfway through the movie after like the second body has shown up.
After it's very clear that people are being murdered, and it has been for most of the time. It's like, I think there might be something
Well,
up.
I think something's going. You know, I might be a detective, but something tells me that there's some foul play.
Foul
I
play.
love the way he says that. It's
I
so like
foul
extra,
play.
It is
and I
very
love
extra.
it.
I can't wait for this extra ass movie.
I can't wait. This comes out on like Thanksgiving, and I'm
It
so excited
does.
for us to
We're
all
going
not-
on Thanksgiving.
Yeah, I can't wait for us to all abandon our families.
Fuck them. Knives Out is more important.
Michael Shannon is my dad.
That is November coming up.
Some good stuff.
Some
to
good
look forward to.
stuff as we wind down the year, and I guess at a certain point, the movies that are going to be the forerunners for Oscars, we'll find out.
Oh boy.
And
Lighthouse already came out this month, George.
It's not gonna happen, but what if Lighthouse gets nominated for Oscars?
I don't think it.
It's not gonna happen, but what if it does?
Remember how bad of a
I
year
am
for?
going to tell myself it will.
Yeah,
I'm going to.
remember how fucking shit the
You know how
Oscars
bad?
I
That
know,
was very
Lord.
bad.
Lord, Rami Malek
Again,
won and all.
We said it was like a karmic balance for The Shape of Water winning Motion Picture of the Year,
I
Guillermo del
think-
Toro winning Director of the Year.
I think Willem Dafoe might be nominated for Best Supporting Actor.
That'd be fucking dope.
I would love that. I think
Well, because he
From
was
Motherless
nominated.
Brooklyn.
He's been nominated the last 2 years.
Yeah.
Because he was
I think
nominated for the
I-
Florida Project and last year for At Eternity's Gate.
Yeah.
So I mean,
I think they both should be nominated personally because I think they both did stellar performances. But
Yeah.
I think if any of them, I think Hollywood would be like, we could
It's
give
a
one to Robert
genre
Pattinson.
film.
yeah, I can't imagine.
But like, Shape of Water won Best Picture.
That's true.
Still.
yeah, but Shape of Water is also like very movies.
They are,
kind of,
yeah,
yeah.
Guillermo is like very much playing in their wheelhouse and
Yeah.
like coloring.
And it's like, remember old
the sky is not
Hollywood?
supposed to be purple,
Yeah.
but he's all like, I don't fucking care.
That's insane.
But I can't imagine all the ancient ass fucking Academy members sitting at their house and watching The Lighthouse and being like,
Carrie,
"Oh,
remember
yes."
when we saw The Lighthouse the first time and the world's oldest man walked in? Someone who clearly was also a wiki in 1980. In
Willem
1890.
Dafoe in old man disguise came into our theater.
He's like,
I really want to know what that guy thought of that movie.
I think he loved it.
The guy who I was sitting right next to fell asleep at least 5 times.
Did I fall asleep during that movie?
Yeah, you
yes, I
did.
did.
Yeah,
I
you did.
forgot.
Yeah, you missed my favorite part of the movie when you
The
fell
whole
asleep.
movie.
Yeah, you missed the whole movie. No. Yeah.
But yeah, I don't know. It's how do we real quick aside? How do we feel about the year of movies in 2019?
It's been good.
Yeah.
I've had there's been some good ones.
I think it's just me that's been a weird year for.
because like Lighthouse, in my opinion, great. Then we got Parasite.
Holy shit.
It
Chapter 2.
Booksmart is something that
See,
me and Carrie-
Booksmart's the big
you're,
thing.
You're not big on. You both really love Her Smell.
Her
I
Smell's
like it a lot.
incredible.
I'm not like big on it like you
That's
guys.
my favorite of the year so far.
Let me think here.
We saw like
the art of
self-defense
self-defense.
was
that's
very
such a good
good.
movie.
Love that. a
The
lot.
Joker.
Anyways, you can find this podcast.
Guys, come on.
Ryan, if he wanted to find you and tell you what the Joker is a great movie,
At Mr. Pibb Official on the Twitter.
Hold on, let me pull it up.
And-
And on Letterboxd, I'm at Filmpiece. Please tell me what you think about my top 30 films of the decade.
Yes.
Is Personal Shopper number one? Fucking course it
Duh.
is. Who do you think I am?
and Carrie, where can folks find you?
If you wanted to find me on Twitter, you could find me at KAR_E_Lyles, Lyles. Or if you wanted to find me on Letterboxd, you could just search my first name, Carrie, spelled KARR.
Check out that SEO. And you can find me at jcruzoliver26 on Twitter. I do not use my letterbox.
Still, you have only seen Dark Knight Rises.
A fantastic movie. Best old movie of 2019, The Dark Knight Rises.
Gary, why wasn't Dark Knight Rises your best movie of the decade, actually?
If there were 51 spots on the list, it would have been right there. That's the same thing I told Greg when he was like, Joker's not on this. And I was like, yeah, no, it's not.
Thank you so much for listening to this episode. If you enjoy the show, let someone know or rate and review the show on iTunes. It's much appreciated. Thank you for taking the time to listen to this.
Yes. We love you.
Yes.
I'm not ready to say that yet.
Oh, we like you a lot.
Yeah. But yeah, I'm excited to start wrapping up the end of the year. I feel like December might be a light month actually in terms of what we are watching.
Oh, yeah, maybe.
But
We're gonna have the one day where we're gonna watch Star Wars and Cats the same day, so that's gonna be a good one.
I am trying to decide not to launch into a discussion as we're trying to wrap up, but should I've never seen Cats. Should I watch it before we go to the movie?
No.
I think you should watch the musical.
Well,
mate.
yeah.
Yeah.
I don't. Has there ever been another movie adaptation?
Well, actually, you're right. The
I don't
movie.
think so.
I think was it theatrical.
I think
I
the only
think
thing
it's
you'll
just
see is
I think it's just like a recording of the.
Yeah.
Yeah, you're
production.
right. So that's the thing, I guess. Yeah, you're
Because
right.
I've heard people try and describe the story of Cats to me, and it sounds fucking ridiculous.
So the thing with okay, man, we are getting into a tangent. So the way I've read people who enjoy musicals and who study musicals and who are fans of musicals, it is like if they decided to make a movie adaptation of something like a Death Stranding, where by that I mean like it is a piece of text that you can't take it as in a vacuum. Like you have to understand what again, Cats very much knows what it is and what it is going for. You cannot take it at its face value, and if you are taking it at its face value, you have been played. You have been carnied. You know what I mean? Like yeah. So that's the thing I find interesting about. So I kind of do actually want to see the musical because I feel like the things that people are worried about the movie is like this could take it on its face value. And it's really annoying that the people who are like, look at this dumb fucking cat movie. It's like, no fucking shit. We all know it's a dumb fucking cat movie.
I don't know.
But yeah.
Anyway.
Yeah, anyways. We will see you on the next episode, whenever the fuck that may be now. Maybe we'll lose that one 3 times. Maybe I'll lose this one again.
I don't know. If we lose this one again, we're gonna just not record it.
We'll just lock right near the microphone and like talk about Zombieland again.
No!
Talk about Batman versus Superman again.
No.
So until the next time, we will see you then. Bye-bye.